before in the past you had your say about Chavez. Do you still feel the same way? Do you still want a piece of the kid?
I mean, we became friends, and we're training at the same gym with the same coach. So I mean, he's cool. He's a cool dude. I mean, I don't think I would want to. I don't think he would want to fight me. I mean, if they did Top Rank and people wanted that fight, I would love to fight him. But I don't think he would fight me. And we've grown to be friends, I guess. But the people we're looking at, maybe Cotto, Saul, Alvarez. I would love to fight Sergio Martinez also. I mean, I just want to fight the best. So it doesn't matter for me. Whoever I could fight with, whoever they match me with, I'll fight.
Did Chavez pull the Jedi mind trick on you by befriending you so that you wouldn't want to fight him? Do you think? I mean, you had a completely different tone about him. I don't know. A few months ago when we had you on, you wanted a piece of this kid, and then he did the right move by saying, "Hey, I'm going to befriend this guy because I know this guy wants to take my head off."
I mean, yeah, but I don't know, dude. I don't think the politics and people boxing want to do that. I mean, when we sparred, I didn't go 100% on him. And I was doing sometimes I was just playing.
What do you mean you were kind of playing? Well, like how?
I mean I would do my thing. I could hit him anytime I wanted to. I mean, I would do my thing and just get out of the way anytime I wanted to, in and out. If I wanted to hit him, I would hit him.
Now that Golden Boy and Top Rank have kind of, put their differences aside, and it seems like they're going to be working with each other. Canelo's another name, another guy that has a championship bout at 154. What are your thoughts about him, and what do you think? I mean, is your company willing to put the bat for you and getting you in the ring with Canelo?
Yeah, Bob Arum said that after my fight too, to go for Canelo, talk about Canelo, and he said we'll even go to Mexico and fight him there. I mean, if whatever it takes for me to get the fight, dude, I'll go to this country and kick his ass over there.
Hey, don't let this dude befriend you though, bro. Because then we don't got another fight there, man.
No, not this one.
No respect about what this kid Canelo has done in the ring and gaining this title. But I mean, you don't see much of a threat by him.
I respect him for what he's done.
Mm-hmm.
But if he fights, I don't respect him to fight me. He won't fight me. And for that case, I won't respect him.
Let's let some fight fans in on the conversation. We got Victor from Oxnard who wants to talk Canelo. What's up, brother? What's on your mind? You're on live right now and leaving the ring.
That'd be a great fight, bro, for Canelo to fight Venus, and I think Canelo would have the advantage of beating Venus. He's more technical, more advanced than Venus at the moment right now.
I disagree. I think Canelo's footwork is slow. His hands are slow. His defense they're about even. They both get hit a lot. I wonder about Canelo's conditioning. I'm curious to see what he's like under Abel Sanchez and after his Big Bear, his Big Bear camp. He's got a tough fight.
Well, that's the thing too. He brought Abel Sanchez to the stable, which is I'm very curious about.
Yeah, but I think in terms of technical, I mean, I think I think Canelo throws some really nice straight punches. But I think Vanes has more skills in terms of range. He's got outside range, and he can box from the outside, but he also can fight on the inside. Whereas I think Canelo really needs you to come to him and be there with him in order to win. He has a lot of trouble when you box from the outside. I haven't seen him really win a fight on his toes from the outside, just clearly boxing. He has to kind of pressure you a little more. And also because he doesn't have an amateur background, he's got a lot of fights as a pro. He's become more seasoned, but Vanes is an Olympian. He's got a very, very good amateur background and a lot of experience there. So I'd have to lean towards Vanes in it. Although it would be his first title fight, I just think that they've been very careful in the way they've moved Canelo, and maybe not as careful with Vanes. I mean, he's still kind of moving into contendership, not so much prospect, but he's got that amateur background, and I kind of lean towards that a little bit more. I could see Vanes outpointing him, but it would be curious to see what the later rounds would look like, where both guys get a little bit tired, but Vanes tends to get on his bicycle, whereas Canelo kind of gets hit more often and looks to kind of pressure. be an interesting fight. You know,
I think it would be a really interesting fight. The thing I like about with Canelo, though, is that he's very fluent with his combinations. He's a guy that does look for combinations. He's not looking to give you a pot shots. You know, he's not looking just to counter. He does know how to counter beautifully, but you got to look at the oppositions that he's countered against and thrown these fluent combinations. It's always been much against much smaller men. Vanes is a big 154 guy that can make 160. You know, I'm curious how well Canelo would be able to land those punches, knowing that he wasn't able to hurt a Matthew Hatton, so you know that he's not going to be able to hurt a Martirosyan, and Martirosyan would probably walk through a lot of them shots and probably not get on that bicycle so much because he would feel, look, this guy can't hurt me, and I'll be able to bang with this Mexican kid who has the mentality, you hit me, I'm going to hit you back. Canelo, to me, would have to be under Abel Sanchez's tutelage he would have to be so disciplined and understand where he kind of meets himself in grounds of power and boxing skills. He would have to understand he's not going to be the puncher in that fight. He's going to have to be the boxer. So he's going to have to transition himself a little bit different. The thing, though, if these two were to step in, the thing I liked about this fight here, Victor, is that you got two guys that you would consider B-class at the moment. Whoever wins that fight, you would have to move them up now, saying, okay, you can't really criticize them anymore. Now they're stepping it up. That, to me, would be a great fight. To me, you got two contenders, one with a championship bout, but realistically, two contenders meeting each other to excel, to be moved as an A-class fighter.
Exactly. That would be like the perfect matchup for a 154-pound weight division, right?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
To see who would advance to be the elite fighter, right?
I think it's the fight there that Canelo, in my opinion, he needs a lot as much as Martirosyan needs as well. Martirosyan wants to make a name for himself. He's going to be fighting a kid that can draw a whole lot of people to wherever he goes to. You know, he's become a phenomenon in Mexico where Canelo really doesn't need him for star power, but he does need him for legacy. He does need him for his record and to continue his reign at 154 because people are not going to tolerate it, man. Boxing hands are not going to tolerate him fighting smaller guys, here out. You know, especially being a Mexicano, you know how us Mexicans get, man. We get irritated right away when we see a guy pity-patting and stuff. We want to see Brandon Rios. We want to see guys like, you know, Ante Leon. We want to see guys take risks. That's what a Mexican fighter, that's the epitome of what a Mexican fighter is supposed to be like all the time,
right,
in and out of the ring.
And
let's patch in Jose, who wants to talk Canelo Alvarez. What's up, brother? You're on live right now, leaving the ring. What's on your mind?
Hi, how you guys doing?
Doing good, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Hey, I just wanted to talk a little bit about Canelo. I don't know. I think the dude's a good fighter, but, you know, just the way he won his title, that's why a lot of people think he's not that good. And I actually do favor him if he ever fights Vanes, because Vanes, he didn't really look too good in his last fight. I think he's real slow. He looked good in sparring against Chavez Jr., but, you know, when I seen him fight, I was expecting more out of the guy, and, you know, he didn't really show it. He looks beatable, and I think Canelo would beat him. He would beat him.
I'd like to see Canelo in against a real junior middleweight before I say, you know, that he would, because, you know, Saul Roman is a serviceable guy, and he stopped him. And, you know, other people have stopped him before. But Canelo fought a guy that had no business fighting above 147 pounds. And even at that weight, he didn't have
power at all.
Much power to begin with. And Canelo went the distance with him. You know, the most impressive win he's got is against a semi-retired, or a guy that came out of retirement, Carlos Baldomir, to fight him, and he knocked him out. He's kind of an old guy with a lot of miles on him. It's hard for me to pick Canelo against a guy that is kind of got a higher class in terms of his development as an amateur. I get what you're saying. I expected to see a little more from Vanes, too, in spots. But I was impressed with the effort, and I was impressed with him beating a guy that was of comparable size and had some pop to him. I don't know anything about Canelo's beard yet, because I haven't seen him fight a world-class opponent that belongs in the weight class.
You know,
it's hard for me to really pick him. You know?
At the moment. You know, and Canelo, take nothing away from him. I think, like I said, he is an entertaining guy, but the pop there is just not there. I don't think he has enough to hold off Martirosyan, who's a big 154 guy. But like I said, to me, this is two guys that whoever wins has excelled to the next level. They have left the B category to become A category, in my opinion.
True that.